what is really going to happen for this week and of course for today. Later on, in about 4 hours or so, we are going to have the FOMC meeting, okay? And I think most likely they will be cutting the interest rate by another 0.25 basis point. Okay, that will bring the interest rate down from 3.75 to 4%, if not mistaken. Okay, around that range. All right, and of course, rate cut is definitely certain. But what about the tone from Jerome Powell? Will it be hawkish or will it be dovish? That will definitely play a part in the next couple of hours later on. And how the market is going to react. That is the key here. Okay, how will crypto market react? Okay, when Jerome Powell makes the cut. Okay, so yeah, as the announcement, yes, market expectations are leaning heavy towards a rate cut. Okay, another confirmation, which is a 25 basis point, most likely will be the outcome. Okay, all right, if you can see the chart here from the CME, Federal Reserve Fed Watch, okay, there's a 89.4 chance that it will reduce the interest rate from 3.75% all the way down to 3.5 to 3.75%. Okay, so already certain that they're going to cut. Okay, that they're already going to cut. All right, so if the Fed proceeds with a cut, it will be the third in a row this year, following the adjustment September and October. Okay, so broader market downturn muted the impact of the October cut. In December, volatility remains elevated with sharp swings in both directions as well. So again, I think, yeah, the market now is pricing in on the rate cut. Now left is the tone. Will it be hawkish or dovish? That is the thing. Okay, that will definitely be a game changer later on. Okay, all right. So yeah, you can see here for cryptocurrencies such as a standard adjustment is viewed as mildly bullish, as it enhances liquidity and encourage just investment in risk asset like BTC and ETH. Okay, so yeah, I think later on there will be a big decision later. Okay, for crypto, whether will the crypto market continue to tank, or should we see 100K resistance level to be retested later on? Okay, but what are the possibility of a no rate cut? What if Federal Reserve decided to maintain the rate instead of cutting the interest rate? So yeah, I think that could be also another thing that we should also look into for this scenario. Okay, the possibility that Fed will hold rates cannot be ruled out as well. So rate decision arrives against a backdrop of disrupted economic indicators. Okay, all right. So yeah, the Fed itself remains split, undecided. Okay, Powell has noted that policymakers are seeing pressure from both sides. Okay, of the central bank's mandate. Okay, so yeah, I think most likely there'll be a rate cut. I don't see they are going to maintain the rate after the data has shown. Okay, but what happens if they maintain the rate? So crypto market could likely react bearish in the short term. So hold will temporarily weigh on sentiment and delay any bullish momentum that a cut might have triggered, right? So what we are seeing right now is the market have already trying to price in on the rate cut. That's why you see some side relief rally there all the way to 94,000. So now we remain stagnant at that range now, below 94. Okay, now if the tone is hawkish, we should see 70K or 70, 72K will be on the line. Okay, if the tone. But if it's a dovish tone, most likely 100K could be in a few days or in a few hours, okay, after his statement. So that will definitely play a huge part for this Federal Reserve. And then, of course, talking more about FOMC meeting, okay, and then, of course, with the decision making, plus liquidation as well. Liquidity, so important, okay, when it comes to trading, okay, when it comes to market volatility, liquidity is also quite important. Okay, so yeah, we can see there are a lot of short liquidations also being liquidated, exceeded over 260 million. Okay, people are still shorting the market. Okay, all right. So here is the likelihood here, or what are the possibilities that we're going to see. If Powell delivers a hawkish speech, then the likelihood of a Santa rally for Bitcoin diminished. That means most likely there will be no Santa rally or any bullish volatility coming in from the crypto market. So that is the thing here, if being hawkish. Okay, all right. So with ultra dovish, okay, extreme dovish, okay, or 𝗂𝗊𝗃𝗧𝗃 looking like the front runner to replace Powell next year. So 𝗂𝗊𝗃𝗧𝗃 will be the next candidate, okay, to replace Jerome Powell as the FOMC head chairman. Okay, then markets could very quickly switch from depression to euphoria in 2026, which is also likely true. Okay, so we want a dovish, at least dovish tone coming in from Jerome Powell. If not, then most likely we expect a hawkish, and then most likely the market will be down again. Okay, so for digital assets, there's also promise of additional regulatory clarity in the market structure bill and growing adoption by institution. Okay, so yeah, I think overall these are the expectation. Hawkish means you expect the market to go down. Okay, no center rally, no much of liquidity coming in. Okay, and then of course, if it's a dovish tone, most likely I think the market will continue to rally and we'll see some center rally towards end of the year as well. Okay, so hopefully we should see some dovish tone coming in from Jerome Powell. Okay, and then next we're going to see here. Okay, so more on buying. Okay, whales are actually buying and accumulating. Okay, before the FOMC. Okay, so you can see what they're actually buying, what they're actually accumulating. So yeah, we can see here number one is Ester. So Ester is actually a derivatives trading platform, very similar to Hyperliquid as well, which is under the BSC ecosystem. Okay, so Ester is showing one of the strongest accumulation signal from whales. Okay, so token is down about 4% and more about 10% over last month. Okay, so currently Ester is hovering somewhere around 93 cents. Okay, all right, for Ester. And then what else we are looking at here? Okay, so yeah, Pipin. Okay, second token seeing clear accumulation from crypto whales. Okay, so whales expanded their holdings by 18.2% over the last 7 days. Okay, so this is another one. And then I think next is Chainlink. So Link is also one of them. So you can see that Chainlink also have a lot of utility coming in. So how important is Chainlink? Also, you can see whales are heavily accumulating. Okay, over the past 7 days, okay, the whales have increased their backs about 28.93%. Okay, raising their stash to 3.78 million of Link. Okay, the top 100 address also increased their supply by 0.62%. So these are all the high conviction play that they know what is going on in the market. Okay, so yeah, these are the things they are placed right now. So yeah, we have Chainlink, Pipin, and of course Ester. So these are the three that they are looking at for the whales. Okay, and then of course next, okay, coming in from Malaysia itself. So Malaysia blockchain. Okay, as you know that the TMJ or the King Sun. Okay, I think right now they implemented this blockchain, which is they are launching their own stablecoin. Okay, I think which is the RMJDT backed stablecoin for payment solution. Okay, so they are actually launching a ringgit backed stablecoin. This is the latest example. Okay, so we can see there are a lot of ongoing developments, especially coming in from Johor itself. Okay, as you know that TMJ owns Johor Football Club, JDT. And of course, if you were to visit their stadium, or if you are also a fan of JDT, okay, when you buy the ticket or you become a fan, now also their supporter also has been tokenized. Whatever that you pay will be in, I think, in crypto as well, will be their own token as well. So now they have also unveiled this stablecoin called RMJDT. Okay, Johor Darul Ta'zim. Okay, so RM is Ringgit Malaysia, I believe so. And it's going to pack with the Ringgit as well. So yeah, I think this is the first ever. I'm not sure how many companies are actually doing it, but I think TMJ is the first one. Okay, so this company is Bullish Aim 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗀. Okay, fully owned by TMJ. Okay, so he's doing this first project, I think, stablecoin project. Okay, so it will be backed by local currency cash deposit and short-term Malaysian government bonds. So it's something new. Okay, very, very new. I don't see any other companies in Malaysia is doing that first. Okay, so private tech companies across Asia have forged ahead with plans to launch stablecoin this year, with Hong Kong emerging as one of hotspot. They roll out a few set of rules. Okay, so yeah, like in terms of blockchain solution, I think Malaysia is slowly getting there. Okay, if you compare with Singapore, if you have a Grab app right now, and if you were to switch the location from Malaysia to Singapore, you can able to deposit USDC in Solana, under Solana network, in your Grab app under Singapore region. You can see how fast they are developing under Grab. You can see how fast they are adopting blockchain. Okay, compared to Malaysia, if you log into your Grab app, you don't see all these features yet. That is how slow it is. Slow to adapt or slow to evolve compared to Singapore. That is the thing right now. So yeah, and then of course we look at this RMJDT, okay, which is a stable coin from PMJ's company, okay, will be issued on 𝗧𝗺𝗃 AI. So 𝗧𝗃 AI is under 𝗧𝗃 AI 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗀. So it's another blockchain company, okay, and they are focusing more on cross-chain solution. Okay, they are bringing the traditional world to blockchain. Okay, whatever traditional business you have, that if you want to make your payment or if you want to accept payments via blockchain or crypto, okay, you have a customer who wants to pay you in Bitcoin, USDT, Ethereum, or whatever, then 𝗧𝗃 AI 𝗶𝗺𝗀 will come into place to help you to solve that path, okay, between your customer and your product and services. So 𝗧𝗃's technology underpins an initiative called the Malaysian Blockchain Infrastructure, government-backed platform for digital service, which was unveiled in April. So quite surprisingly, I only get to find out this year. So they have launched, I think, 2023, and they have their own token as well. Okay, their own token is currently trading around $12.6, and it's trading somewhere around in Maxi, and then I think BingX and other exchanges as well. So quite surprisingly, they are doing quite well. Okay, so Bullish Aim also plans to establish a so-called digital asset treasury, conveyed through an initial 500 million investment in 𝗧𝗃's token. So they are planning to buy their token as well, a 𝗧𝗃's token. Okay, so if you can see the buyback is huge, 500 million probably for a start. Okay, right? So the all-time high is about what, $20, and now it's 12.6. So consider it a bargain, okay, for 𝗧𝗃. So I think more and more companies now, I think in Malaysia will definitely alliance with 𝗧𝗃's AI, okay, to get involved with the payment solution for blockchain. Because I think I will see some companies are starting to accept crypto payments, okay, car companies, okay, you can be able to buy car using crypto by using 𝗧𝗃's. Okay, so that's where 𝗧𝗃's comes in as a payment service provider for blockchain. Okay, where you can able to pay using Bitcoin, Ethereum, or whatever USDT or USDC. Okay, and then you can able to get your car or whichever. So that is how we are moving at the moment. But I don't think it's going to be very fast compared to Singapore. Okay, so that is the latest news. And then moving on next, coming in from the FOMC. So another 4 hours, 46 minutes. Okay, so what's going to happen? So you can see here, 89.9%, most likely they'll be cutting the rate, and it will be down from 3.5 to 3.75. Current rate is 3.75 to 4%. So that is the confirmation it's already there. Okay, confirmation is already there that they're going to cut. Okay, so just need to prepare the tone, whether it be hawkish or dovish. Okay, so hopefully for dovish tone, all right. And then next, so we talk about the cycle top. Okay, and then of course, how to transition, how to maneuver, or how to play this cycle now, because we're already end of the year. And if you look at this TST cycle top, okay, coming in from CryptoCon, and it's been right most of the time, even last cycle as well. And even this cycle, I think he sold his allocation on October at around 115K or 118K, and people are still bashing him. Okay, up to now, people are still bashing him. So, yeah, whatever he posts also makes sense, and of course, due to facts, logic, and you can see here with data and reasoning here. So where are we now? Cycle top cross on October 2025. So we have the two blue circles here that we are noticing here. What's happening? Comparing the 2014, comparing to this current cycle, okay, to 2019 to 2022 cycle, very, very similar. Okay, two top like this. And then now what do you see now after that? Slow relief rally coming up. Very similar as well. So most likely market might also come back, probably about 100K, okay, if there's any chance. And then the drop. And then most likely we will go bearish consolidation for at least 1 year, if you're going to follow for the 2019, okay, 2019 bear market cycle. Okay, so that is the expectation here. So if there were any doubts, the metric is doing its signature plummet off the screen, and we see every fault cross. So other fault cross date somewhere around February 2014. Where is this here? This one. 2014. on February. Price dip, pull back for the relief rally, and then go down. 2018 was meant February 2018, 4 years after that, here. Okay, similar style also, breakdown, pull back for the relief rally, break down again. Okay, December 2021, where was it? Here. Okay, break down again, pull back for the relief rally, go down. So probably most likely it might also play out compared to 2019 cycle, because 2019 cycle is really quite similar. Then if you move on here, okay, according to 𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗀, very, very accurate as well. Yet people still bash him. Yet people still cannot accept that we are already transitioning to the bear market. And people still having wishful thinking, right? Thinking that the 4-year cycle is already dead. Okay, so what happened in 2019? Bitcoin top on apathy before QT ends. And then fast forward to this year, Bitcoin top on apathy before QT also ends. So what is apathy that we are talking about here? Meaning lack of interest, lack of enthusiasm coming in from the retail, coming in from dumb money. Because last 2 cycles was driven by retail, dumb money, not on institution, because this cycle is heavily driven by institution. And right now, institution is pulling out, because why? End of the year, they will go for a long holiday, long break. So you don't get to see the liquidity there. Okay, the only time you get to see is coming in by January itself. Second week, maybe second week of January, probably you might see some liquidity flowing back into the market. That is how usually it is, because stock market, I think Forex market, go also the same. Okay, usually November, December is always the slowest month. Lack of liquidity, because it's heavily driven by institution, hedge fund. So this cycle alone also is similar. 4-year cycle is intact as Bitcoin historically peaks in Q4, okay, of the post-halving year, but the underlying mechanics of the top differ from 2017 to 2021. So what we are seeing right now, this year, is quite similar to 2019 cycle. Okay, 2019, we are following most likely with the 2019 cycle. So if you were to follow the 2019 cycle, okay, if you look at the bear market, okay, the downwards, it takes about 1 year. And then it bottomed somewhere around September 2019. Okay, if this is going to play out according to the 2019 cycle, okay, of the bear market. So you might expect 1 whole year from now, or probably even less. Okay, because now we're already December. So maybe another 9 months from now, okay, we should expect winter for the crypto market if this thing is going to play out. Okay, so yeah, that is the scenario. Then more scenario here, we talk about the rate cut decision. Okay, so we already know the rate cut is already bound to happen. Confirmation is there. Okay, all right, so what happened here? So we can see, right, if the Fed hints at QE, quantitative easing, or providing short-term liquidity support, okay, it becomes bullish immediately. This is what you want to hear. Funding pressures drop, bond yields go down, and then risk assets gets bullish momentum. And then, of course, another key word a lot of people mention is the tone. The tone is the key. The tone will matter more than anything else. It's not about the rate cut here. So during the last FOMC, Powell sounded hawkish and Bitcoin dumped hard, which is very true. Last FOMC, what did he say? He's mentioning that December is still on the air. He cannot confirm, right? Whether there will be another rate cut again for December. Now fast forward to December now, 10th. Now there's an 89% chance that they're going to cut. Okay, so what happened on October? Market down. And then continuation down, hawkish. Okay, so a hawkish cut, 2 scenarios here that we're going to look at here. Number 1, hawkish cut. These are the expectations. So Powell says inflation is still not fully under control, which is something that you don't want to hear. Okay, says the labor market is improving. And then in the case yields will spike and risk asset down. Oh, this is quite dangerous. Okay, this is the worst case scenario. If you were to say this on to the media, okay, and then the dovish cut. This is the bullish scenario. Okay, so Powell says tariff impact on inflation is minimal. Okay, mentioning that the labor market is still weak. Okay, which is good. And then in the case yields will go down. Okay, liquidity expectations will rise and crypto could pump. Right, so this is the thing. Okay, all right. So summary here, roadmap is simple. So a dovish plus liquidity support equivalents to bullish for markets. Okay, this is what we want. This is the ultra bullish case. Okay, ultra bullish case, but a normal dovish case, which only leads to a small pump. Probably this small pump maybe to lead us back to 100K possible. Okay, and then a hawkish cut. Okay, market sell off similar to October, which is not good. I can tell you this. Okay, we have seen the dump of October. It will continue to lead. That means most likely we should see 70K very, very soon. Okay, with the kind of sentiment. And then the last one, this is the worst case scenario. No liquidity help, nothing at all. Markets will continue sideways price action. Okay, which means I think maybe he were to maintain the rate. I believe so. Right? If there's no rate cut, if suddenly they surprise everyone, we are not planning to cut rates, maintain the rate, then probably you might see market continue to range or continue to dump slightly and then maintain to where it is right now. Okay, so these are the scenario. And then moving on here, talk about quantitative easing. Okay, QE, so important, right? When is the next QE? Okay, so after the transitioning from QT, okay, we should expect QE very soon. How soon? Right? Some are mentioning on January, which is next year. Okay, Fed could start QE from January itself. Okay, everyone is focused on next rate cut, but stocks are already telling a different story. Okay, so yeah, everything is split right now. Household assets are doing fine because rising stock boost spending. Small business and lower income consumers are under pressure. Layoffs are picking up and credit stress is rising. Okay, all right. So what to expect after the QE, or if the QE were to take place? Okay, these are the current market setup. Stocks near record high. December rate cut almost certain. Okay, and then balance sheet becoming the key policy tool. Okay, pressure on small business building. Okay, pressure on consumers rising, and then expectations of liquidity expansion forming for 2026. This is the one here. Expectations of liquidity expansion. Keyword is this one. We want to have liquidity for the market to continue to pump. So without liquidity, how the market is going to pump? So they need to on back the printer to start printing again, like how they did for 2020. So if the Fed hints at the beginning of QE, you could set the tone for the next liquidity cycle. Okay, so this is the one here. Okay, so next FOMC or probably the next chairman will most likely to be taking place on May, which is maybe Q2 or probably the second half of the new year of 2026. So let's see how this thing is going to play out. Keyword here is liquidity. Okay, we want the liquidity, that will definitely drive the market. Okay, they will definitely print more. And then of course, Trump coming up with his stimulus plan, which is also aligned on May as well. I think somewhere around Q2 as well. That's where the replacement of a new FOMC chairman starts to take place. So probably from there on, maybe you might see some bullish momentum there because of that kind of liquidity coming in. So yeah, you might want to take note on Q2 and of course second half of 2026. Then focusing on Airdrop. So this is called Stable. So Stable is actually a stable company, okay, where they issue out USDT as well, or USDTO. Okay, so now the airdrop is currently live, so you can able to claim if you've been doing this, okay, on this project called Stable, you might want to go and claim. So airdrop is linear, so expect peanuts. So again, another disappointment. Again, another disappointment. Stable become unstable. Okay, and then next, Theoric AI. So checker is now live, so you might want to check your allocation. You're eligible, and then you need to do KYC again, verify humanity, minimum 40 points, and then you got to mint this NFT for $3. Another nuisance again here. Okay, I think another, if they're not going to show how much you're eligible, then I don't think you're going to mint. Okay, because I see so many projects, they ask you to mint the NFT first, and then by the TGE time, official time to claim, I think it is less than the amount that you spent. Okay, so you have to be very cautious right now, because you don't know how much you're getting in the first place. Okay, all right, so there are so many. And then next here coming in from 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝘀. So I think 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝘀, we did the testnet, and finally they're going to TGE tomorrow. So mainnet goes live tomorrow. So Lai Yang, I think you already checked in, so I think most likely going to wait for tomorrow. I think you have yet to announce the date, the time when to claim. So I'm not sure whether this is a fully unlocked or vesting. So hopefully this is something decent here, some good allocation. If not, then it's going to be another dust again for 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝘀. Okay, so there are a lot of things that's happening right now. So yeah, I think overall this is the thing we're going to see. And then next, again, coming in from the coin market cap. So where are we now? 3.15 trillion, up. So you can see Bitcoin is at 91.9, Ethereum is at 3.3. Okay, and then any gainers for today? Monero again, okay, another privacy coin up about 11.5. Okay, meme core 8.61, Pudgy Penguin 7. Okay, Ethereum is up about 7%. Okay, so overall this market is slowly recovering. But I think most likely for end of this year is mostly all about alts. Okay, because of the dominance. Okay, and then we're going to look into this first, USDT dominance, BTC dominance. Okay, so Monday, what's happening now? You can see. Okay, look here. Price rejected on the sell zone. Okay, on the sell zone here, creating a lower high compared to previous high. And then slowly now the price is breaking below the middle band. So we know the dominance is coming down. That is a good sign. So the more it goes down, the better it is for your alts. Next level, 53.73. When we look at weekly now. Okay, price now you can see rejecting below the middle band, slowly coming down. We can see already it's slowly starting to dip. And then we want this level to be tested here, the 7.69. Okay, look at daily. Daily also breaking down. You see already for the dominance. So that means Ethereum is outperforming against Bitcoin. Now slowly going down. Look at it against Bitcoin. You can see the movement now. Now what's happening now here on it against Bitcoin? So if any question, feel free to put in the chat box. Okay, altcoins or market related, feel free to put in the chat box. So yeah, we're going to see here for Monday, price break above the middle band, pullback for 3 months consolidated, short-term pullback. Okay, so far maintaining this level of support, which is considered good, probably this level here. Okay, so now you can see this Monday candle is creating a bullish candle here. This is what we want to see. Pullback, okay, consolidate, and now we need a pump here to at least fully close above here, 0.04051, and then continuation with the rally to touch the top here at 0.05525. Okay, for Ethereum and this Bitcoin. When we look at the weekly time frame, so you can see now descending. Now you can see what's happening here. So I'm telling you, descending channel. Finally break. See descending, descending, then break. Now the next level is the middle band here. It needs to break above the middle band for weekly. So if you can able to break above the middle band, that will be a very bullish news for this week. Okay, that means change of direction from sell to buy. And then we'll continue to retest even more. And this one here, 0.04221. So you can see some signs are already there, especially for Ethereum. Ethereum is now starting to move. Okay, look at daily now, already broke from the descending channel. Okay, so the middle band is here, right? This level here needs to break above as well. And then next will be the 0.04221. Or else we will come back again, reconfirm again this level of support for heading higher. This level here, 0.03418. Okay, might maybe come back down into retest. If not, we'll continue higher and to retest this 0.04221 for it against Bitcoin. And then we look at USDT dominance. What happened to the USDT dominance now? So we are still stuck at this range. So we can see already consolidating, bottoming out from here. So we can see whether or not will people convert their alts to USDT or are they dumping or they're converting their USDT to alts. So we can see probably this could be the top here for now. This resistance level here. Okay, then you can see a W pattern is forming here. Okay, for USDT dominance. Next level is support is here, 5.5. Okay, and then next resistance, you might see this level here, 6.742. Okay, to break above. But so far on the dominance is quite strong. That means a lot of people are converting their alts to USDT or whatever. Okay, so you can see now, momentum pullback, also the pullback. Probably I'll give you around here, 5892. So now maintaining this level of support. So we're going to see later on, will people convert or not their alts to USDT later on after the FOMC? Very important. Now we look at BTC now. So what's happening with BTC? Look at Monday. Okay, so we are now hovering above the middle band, which is considered quite okay. Still uptrend. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. And then this level here, 102.5, okay, is a level to break. Okay, and then this current support, 88.9. If this thing is going to go down, if the tone is hawkish, 71K, 72K here, that will be the next level if this thing is going to be hawkish. So hopefully, ultra dovish or just dovish, that will at least take us back to 100K. So this is the level here to watch. So this level here, 100.8. Okay, is the next resistance. So far for now, we did a momentum sell, reversal, retest candle is done. Now still getting rejected at the 95K. Okay, still yet to break there. So still having a hard time to break. So we're going to see later on the FOMC. Okay, and then later on, this is the current support, 78.3. Okay, that will be the next 78.3, 71.2. So you're going to watch all these levels here. Daily also you can see creating an ascending channel, which is the bearish flag pattern. Okay, a bearish flag pattern like this could be very concerned. Okay, how much more this thing can continue to rally towards the upside? Okay, ascending, and then probably might break. But probably maybe at least to continue to hit 100K first. Okay, 100, 105. Okay, consolidate and then top up from here, and then we go down. So that's the scenario that most likely everyone to hope for. Then on ETH, we can see here. Okay, ETH on the money time frame, what do we see here? Price break above below the middle band. Now starting to climb back again on Monday. Okay, higher highs, higher lows. Okay, so a lot of work here for ETH. So it needs to break above here, 3.7. Okay, if not, I think probably the worst will come. Then probably might retest back at 2274. Okay, for ETH. Look at weekly time frame. Momentum sell, pull back for the regulatory sell. Still bearish there. Okay. And then next resistance is right here. 3494. Okay, 3494. A lot here to work. And then of course your middle band here will be 3.9. That will be the tough resistance there to break actually. So 3.5, then 3.9. Okay, for ETH. Look at daily now. What is daily doing? Now, this is quite different compared to BTC. BTC, there is an ascending channel, ascending bearish flag channel. So this one, you can see already broke past the middle band, top BB. So bullish momentum on daily. Okay, bullish momentum. So this will actually push harder, okay, to probably, at least to retest 3494, 3.9. Because if you look at the ETH against Bitcoin, ETH is strengthening against Bitcoin. So most likely Ethereum has more room for growth, more room for pump compared to BTC. So what do we see? A H4 pump momentum, dump consolidation. So waiting for the next push again for DH. Okay, so this level here, 3360, right? It needs to break above. So far, creating a very nice support here. I think it still wants to go and test, and then 3494 is next. Okay, moving to alts. If you have any alts, feel free to put in the chat box. Let's look at Cardano. So I think today is the midnight airdrop. So I'm not sure how many of you guys have already claimed the midnight airdrop. So how is Cardano doing with the midnight? Okay. So down, break below the middle band, and it still doesn't look good if you look at it. Support zone at 23 cents. Now hovering at this critical support. Okay, 61 cents there. Look at weekly. Momentum sell, pull back for the retreat sell. Okay, so this is the sell setup here. Okay, for Cardano, still downtrend. So any chance of a reversal back, we should see around 56. And then continuation with the middle band here will give you around 68 cents. Okay, so that is Cardano, but on daily, we can see some momentum buy here. So probably there could be a bullish movement, short-term bullish, and then continuation with here at 51, 52 cents, okay, for Cardano. So let's see later on the FOMC. Okay, so that is Cardano, and then we look at all those previous coins that are already down. Okay, like Celestia, what happened? Yeah. If you're still holding this type of coins, then you have to really consider. Where is this now? Yeah, isn't it? Celestia. Okay. So all-time high is how much? $22. 20, it was like 21.13. Like all-time high till now is how many percent? 97% down. So if you are still holding, This is the thing here, 97%. No sign of recovery at all. Okay, all these tokens are totally dead. I think the VC have already abandoned the project. I'm not mistaken. Okay, all the way down, no sign of recovery at all. Dump, momentum sell, consolidation, I think another dump again. Okay, look at daily now, so we can see. Dump, BB squeeze on the daily time frame. Probably weekly there could be a buy to sell. Probably maybe to lead you back on the middle band, the least. Okay, 1.2 and then leading up all the way to the top BB at 2.15. Probably that's the max. So let's say I can go. And then what else? A lot here. Okay, look at Dash. So another privacy coin. So also another old timer. So what happened? So it didn't really recover compared to Zcash. All-time high here is 478. And you're currently down about how many percent? 478. And 89%. But this was the bottom here, right? So the bottom was how much here? The low was at $22. So it pumped to all the way to 148, which is about 5x. 5x, this was on what month? October and then November. And then finally came down again. It's over. Extreme sell forming. We should see the middle band coming in already very soon. Okay, look at the weekly time frame. Huge dump. And then this is the middle band here for temporary support for the 2.86. Okay. And then on daily descending channel, should we see this descending channel starts to play out and then continue to reverse back up again? Okay, that is the most important thing. We want to see the descending channel. If not, we should break down and then continue to test 43 and then all the way to 31. Okay, that is for Dash. Chainlink, let's see. So Chainlink, how is Chainlink doing? Get that M pattern. Okay, double top, extreme sell, price closing inside Bollinger Band. Okay, you know that the setup is quite bearish. So it's still stuck at the critical support. Okay, $11 support. And then it needs to break back above the middle band now. 16.17 and then sell zone is here, 19.86. Look at weekly time frame. Now see, break below the middle band, pull back for the re-entry sell. So we're going to see whether or not can this support maintain. And then if dovish tone, we should see the middle band next to test at 18.94. Could be very soon. So hopefully for dovish tone later on. Look at daily also, you can see momentum, dump, consolidation. So I'm going to hope that the volatility remains rather than dipping down. Okay. And then we look at H4 with the extreme sell as well. So probably there could be another pullback first for Chainlink as well. And then we look at Solana. So what's happening with Sol? It's quite bad also. You can see this is the head. And then this is the left shoulder. Okay, left shoulder here, right shoulder. Very bearish. This setup is a head and shoulder pattern. Price dip back down below the middle band, pull back most likely on the middle band, and then probably on the sell zone here for the relief rally at 194 before we see another dump again.